everyone, and welcome to the RNH New Heights Podcast Experience, episode 28. And on today's show, I am going to be speaking to you guys about the most important tips you need to know for Feising. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the podcast. I'm delighted that you are now joining me for my podcast on dance, on Feising, and what is so important before you actually go there. The past few weeks has been crazy busy. We had the launch of our brand new courses, and we were delayed a while because there was so much content getting put into these courses, how our website layout was and so on. But like I said before, it is all worth it. So if you haven't done so already, you can check that out on our brand new website. Also, what I am going to do every Tuesday is I'm going to be doing my own RNH New Heights Podcast Experience, and I'm going to speak about everything dance. And then every Thursday, we're going to get one of our RNH New Heights coaches to also do a podcast, but this time they will be speaking about fitness. So if you want to catch that, no matter if you're on your way to work or on your way to dance class, I know a lot of people like watching visually, so we will have this on, of course, our Instagram TV, on YouTube, and of course iTunes. So let's get stuck into my podcast. So guys, what I really feel about Feising is, because I've been there and done it, and went to the small facias, the big facias, whatever it may be, we are all on the same boat, and you guys need to make sure you're prepared for any situation come a face. I feel like the first thing you really need to focus on when going to a face is to make sure you're prepared physically and of course mentally. But if you're not doing any type of training leading into that face, then you need to understand you're going to walk on stage and maybe not get the best placing. Because the first thing that I used to do when dancing was to make sure I knew, okay, this is the next face I'm going to, this is this date, this is this month. And then I would plan my training and dance classes around that, so that come that face, I'm feeling good. Or if it's a big major, I am at my peak performance. So I hear sometimes, a lot of dancers that I speak to when I go to these big competitions, some people are just not prepared at all. They think they're prepared, but once they understand what the top dancers are doing more than what they're doing, then it's a whole different ball game. So definitely, guys, you need to make sure you're mentally and physically prepared with training, feeling amazing, knowing that you're getting into this face to step on stage. There is nothing more disheartening than getting through into a face last minute and being all over the place because, number one, you're not prepared. You do not know your steps. You maybe got new steps the night before or 2 nights before. And you know yourself, you're going on stage just to constantly repeat these new movements and just think about, okay, what's coming next? I know we've all been through in that situation as well. And sometimes, you just have to do it. But you want to also have that relationship with your teacher that they know you and they know, okay, I can't throw this on her last minute. So always be prepared. Know your steps inside out, back to front, before you face, no matter if it's small, big, a local face. Because guys, don't forget, you might have judges on your panel at a local face, and that judge might be judging you on your next Worlds. So always treat each face like it's the World Championships. And that's something that was key to when I was traveling to faces. I always pretended that I was walking on that world stage. I knew my steps inside out, back to front. I knew every sort of breakdown, every extension, every powerful movement. Everything was drilled into my head, piece by piece by piece by piece, because I was breaking it down inside and outside of dance class. And I didn't even have to think twice about what came next. It flew out like a pattern. You go on stage to perform. You go on stage to tell a story about your set dance. You need to know where your start is, the middle, the side piece, the ending, what direction you're meant to go in, and so on. So all this preparation is building you as a performer. You look like, the toppest girl in your age group if you walk on very confident, knowing you're mentally prepared for this and knowing that you could be put in any different positions on stage and you're mentally prepared for it because you're going to go, you know exactly what direction you're going to go. Also, if, for example, a dancer falls, and they're just starting their lead, and the next thing you know, bang, you're up straight away, and you're like, whoa, oh my God, I wasn't ready for that. They still had to do the full dance. That's another thing. That's another great key of when them dancers are on stage before you, you just get ready. Anything can happen to those guys, so you need to be ready in a split second to go up and perform, because you only get one chance at every single round. So that is a key and advice I would give every Irish dancer out there. No matter where you are, what you're doing, be prepared. Know your steps. Know that you can be put in any situation, on a slippy stage, a fantastic stage, a small, a big. You need to be ready no matter what. So I feel like that is probably the most important tip no matter what when you're actually facing. Okay, another point I would like to make is, of course, make sure you pack everything. Oh my goodness, I can't stress that enough. You dancers know how uncomfortable it is if you have to borrow a pair of hard shoes or a pair of pumps. And it is a complete nightmare. It's actually happened to me before, and I have learnt my lesson. I feel like when you get your hard shoes, they're molded into your shape of feet. And I know, like dancers, we don't have the prettiest feet, but they do mold into our grooves and our bones that they become like slippers. So they are so precious. So when I was little, I did forget mine at one stage, and never ever did I forget them again. So I think that's another great point of making sure you constantly have a checklist. And that's something I would do the night before, 2 nights before I travel with my sister. We used to lay everything out. Hard shoes, light shoes. Okay, now we need socks. Okay, now we need the dress, the wig, then the makeup, then the tan. That can all come last, because as long as I have my shoes, I know someone else could help me there if I forget anything else. So make sure you have packed everything before you get in that car, before you get on that flight, whatever it may be. Do a checklist and make sure you keep to that checklist. No matter if you're adding things in, extra diamond earrings, brand new socks for every single round, your bloomers for under your dress. Make sure you have a checklist that every time okay, I'm going to face, okay, checklist out, let's go. 1, 2, 3, write down that checklist. So be prepared and pack everything for yourself, because there's no worse feeling, having to borrow and so on. And you're your own individual person, so you know what you want. You might have lucky charms that you always want to pack, maybe good luck cards, whatever it may be. Start organizing a fantastic checklist and just keep to that every single time. I know a lot of young dancers might forget their hard shoes in dance class, so I feel it's a must. As you as dancers, no matter what age you are, you can't always rely on your parents. You have to make sure that everything is packed perfectly and you're ready for fashion. I know a lot of people can be very busy with their lifestyles and so on, but once you have everything written down once, you just have to take out the same sheet of paper every time, and then you're good to go. Once you get to the face, you have to make sure that you are warming up correctly. It is very, very important sometimes, when you go into a local face, the hall might be so cold. I remember going to a lot of faces at the bottom of Ireland when I was younger, and we were in church halls, and it was so freezing on the muscles. You're trying to warm up to get ready for stage. So I feel it's so important you make sure you know how to warm up correctly, whether it's cold or hot, but to make sure you're physically warmed up, the muscles are warm, you're feeling good, you're not going to pull anything because you're nice and hot. Also, of course, if you're in a cold place warming up, keep all your layers on until you're nice and sweaty. Do the proper routine. Activate, mobilize your hips. Get used to your full warm-up routine, because okay, I'm in here. Okay, there's like 2 hours to my competition. I'm going to start warming up now. I'm going to start warming up, run through my steps a little. Before you know it, the dress is on, you're backstage and you're ready to go. Remember to be at the face plenty of hours before your competition starts. There's no worse feeling running in, rushing with the dress, trying to warm up and getting through behind stage. I know it's probably happened to us all, but like I said, be there, be prepared hours before, and then you are ready to rock the stage. Once you're feeling warm, you can now feel and see how fantastic you're dancing. When you're feeling warm, you're feeling ready to go, you just get to that point that you're like, okay, just get me up on stage. So make sure you are warming up correctly. Everything's warm, you're ready to go, the dress is on. And then that is a big, huge tick because you are ready to go. And then it's getting to that point, you're going up on stage and you're just ready to shine. Another thing I always feel with watching dancers now, because I'm in the audience, is make sure you're prepared mentally backstage. I know a lot of people want to speak to you and so on, but to be honest, it can be a very big distraction. If you're going backstage and speaking about life or whatever it may be, you're not actually mentally focused on your steps, what you're doing on stage. Okay, this is a competition. I'm getting up here. I need to do this. I need to do that. Normally, when I went backstage, I just kept myself to myself and just started focusing on the lead, the middle step, the last step, the lead, the middle step, the last step. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Okay, remember this, remember that correction my teacher said. Remember this, what we done last day in class. I'm just in complete zone and I'm ready to kill it on stage. It's always nice, of course, when before you go on stage, to wish the other person good luck, and then that you being nice backstage to other people. But again, we're all in the same boat, we're all competing against each other, and then you want to keep focused. I don't think it's a good thing if you're going up and having 20-minute conversation about what you're going to have for dinner after the competition. That is you just completely distracted on what you're actually backstage for. Once you get on stage, you then should be just looking straight ahead, chin and nose up in the air, and once you turn around to all the audience, just look straight back to the back of the hall, the top position where your eyes can meet, the back of the hall, and block everyone else around you out. Okay, because I know, again, we all get nerves, we're competing, nerves is good, we need adrenaline, but focusing, I see a lot of dancers, especially young ones, looking in their eyeballs, they're trying to look for their mummy or they're trying to look for their dance teacher. But once you're on that stage, it's too late to get advice from anybody in the audience or your teacher. You're there prepared that when you walk on, you're put on a show. You want to look like you do this every single day of your life, and you want to look professional in front of these judges. So once you turn out to the audience, just look straight to the back of the hall, block everyone else out. And then, of course, you might just glance you and your teacher might have a little situation where you know where they are. So you might glance to them, they're giving you a thumbs up, looking good, you're ready for this. Just a wee reassurance for you to know, okay, I've got this. What I used to do is I used to block everyone out. Don't look at the judges, don't look at the audience. I used to glance at my teacher because he was normally straight on. He gave me a thumbs up as in, you've got this, enjoy it, go for it. And then I would have focused straight to the back of the hall, focused on the music, getting ready for the 8 bars to start, and then bang, I was ready to go. Try not to keep looking around you, who's watching you, who's in the room, who's coming through the doors, who's going out of the doors, because they don't matter. What matters is your performance on stage and your results. So I feel, guys, that we all go through our ups and downs when we do come Feising, and I feel it's key to have all these little tips and advice and also that checklist, because it makes your day a lot easier. You don't have to have regrets. You don't have to think about, oh, I was really distracted, I was speaking to that girl backstage, or oh God, the girl slipped and as soon as she started and then bang, I was up backstage, so I couldn't really perform because I wasn't ready. So don't give yourself an excuse. You only get one chance at every competition, so make sure you're prepared for any situation, any sort of hall, any sort of judging, and of course, results. Okay, you might get some good results, you might get really bad results, but you have to have good sportsmanship, because your reaction and how you react, no matter if you were meant to get high or if you're getting low or you should have won that day. Sometimes it just doesn't go our way, but that makes us who we are. That makes us stronger. That makes us want to work harder, more hunger to get that first place or that recall. So be mentally prepared for a pretty good result or a pretty bad result, or just a result you didn't expect. So no matter what, all you can do and all your parents and teachers can ask for is you to go up there and perform your best. That's it. But remember, be prepared. I know sometimes it can be hard. You just want to cry on stage, but fight those tears and bring it back to the room, because everyone will remember that big smile on stage, you showing them and proving how fantastic professional dancer you are, no matter what the result is. And I know, guys, I've been there, done it as well. I've had highs and lows. There's times I just want to burst out crying, but I held it together. Congratulations to everybody else around me, and knew, okay, this has just made me more hungry to get better and to make sure this doesn't happen to me again. So no matter what the result is, when you know you've worked hard and you've got up on stage and you have faced unreal, then it's out of your hands. But know that you have been there, prepared mentally and physically, and you have just smashed your dancing on stage. Okay? So I hope you all enjoyed episode 28 on the important little tips from me about Feising. I really hope that this can guide you in so many ways. And guys, once you have that routine, you never know, you might stick to it for the next year, 2 years, 10 years. But I hope my routine has helped your routine also. So thank you once again. And also, before I forget last minute, I'm always forgetting stuff on my podcast, is when I was talking about how, I've been crazy busy the past few weeks and getting prepared and so on. Don't forget, of course, to check out my brand new course. It's everything dance specific. And like I said to you guys, because I was a dancer, I have put all my shred and my tips, my knowledge, my execution into everything to help you guys out there. We all do the same trebles, fast, slow, high kicks, whatever it may be. And I have tailored my course over a year to make it so perfect. And now it's just out to help all you guys out there. I'm on your side. I want you to achieve everything that you work for. So please check it out on my website. Get on the dance course and have an unreal, amazing year ahead of you. I just want to say thank you all so much for listening to my podcast. And I will see you guys on the next episode.